The decline of Hausa traditional religion. The Hausa people of West Africa have a rich and ancient history. Before the widespread adoption of Islam and Christianity, they followed their own indigenous religious beliefs, which revolved around nature worship, spirits, and ancestral veneration. But today, those beliefs are nearly extinct. So, what happened? How did an entire religious system disappear? In this video, we will explore the factors that led to the decline of Hausa traditional religion and the rise of new faiths. Let's dive into history. For centuries, the Hausa people practiced a belief system known as Maguzanci or Bori. This was a form of spiritualism where people worshipped a supreme god called Ubangiji, but also believed in spirits known as Iskoki, which could influence their lives. Priests, known as Malamai or Bori mediums, played an important role in society. They communicated with the spirits, performed healing rituals, and led ceremonies to appease the supernatural forces. The Hausa also believed in ancestor worship. They honored the spirits of their forefathers, believing that they could protect and guide the living. But despite its deep roots, this belief system would face immense pressure from outside influences. Islam first arrived in Hausa land through trade. In the 11th century, Muslim merchants from North Africa and the Mali Empire traveled across the Sahara, bringing with them not only goods like salt and gold, but also new ideas, including religion. At first, Islam was embraced only by the ruling elite and traders, while common Hausa people continued their traditional practices. Many rulers converted for political and economic advantages, strengthening ties with Islamic kingdoms. But Islam did not replace traditional beliefs overnight. Instead, a form of religious syncretism emerged, where Islam and Bori coexisted. Some people prayed in mosques but still sought guidance from Bori priests and spirits. However, this balance would not last forever. In the early 19th century, a major religious and political revolution changed everything. Usman Dan Fodio, a Fulani Islamic scholar, launched a jihad, holy war, to purify Islam in the region. He criticized Hausa rulers for mixing Islam with traditional beliefs and accused them of corruption. His followers, known as the Fulani jihadists, waged war against the Hausa kingdoms and overthrew many of their rulers. The jihad led to the creation of the Sokoto Caliphate, one of the largest Islamic states in West Africa. Under this new system, Islamic law, Sharia, replaced many traditional customs, and Bori was actively suppressed. This marked a significant decline in Hausa traditional religion. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the British arrived and colonized northern Nigeria. Rather than dismantling the Islamic system, they worked with the Hausa Fulani emirs to maintain control. However, British colonial rule brought another wave of religious transformation: Christianity. Missionaries arrived with the goal of spreading Christianity, but unlike in southern Nigeria, they had limited success in Hausa land due to the strong presence of Islam. Even so, colonial policies further marginalized traditional beliefs. Indigenous religious practices were often labeled as pagan or backward, leading many people to abandon them. By the time Nigeria gained independence in 1960, Hausa traditional religion had almost completely disappeared. Today, the Hausa people are predominantly Muslim, with a small Christian minority. Traditional religious practices have largely faded, but traces of Bori still exist. Elements of the old religion survive in cultural expressions, music, dance, and folklore. The famous Bori rituals, once a core part of Hausa spiritual life, are now mostly seen as performances rather than religious ceremonies. Though the ancient faith may be gone, its influence remains woven into Hausa identity. The extinction of Hausa traditional religion was not a sudden event. It was a gradual process shaped by trade, conquest, and colonialism. Islam and Christianity brought new ways of thinking, and over time, the old spiritual traditions faded into history. But history is never truly lost. The echoes of Hausa traditional religion still resonate in language, customs, and cultural heritage. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Untold Africa for more deep dives into history.